vampire. She needs nourishment from the once glowing waters of Dracula, or the perfect equivalent of alien blood. She's alien to planet Earth. She's no monster of the night. She is the last of her kind.
Not since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has the screen delivered terror like Axe. In 1971, they rampaged throughout the South. They played a game of William Tell, a killing spree that ended here, where they met Lisa and took what they wanted. Axe, the sharp edge of suspense slams hard into fear, and fear becomes terror.
That's more like it, baby.
Pretty Lisa took an axe, gave her captor 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave his partner 41. Axe will slash out and shock you beyond anything before. Axe.
Flesh Feast, the ultimate in horror. Living human bodies used for the most vile experiment ever devised. See Veronica Lake as the evil of vengeance smoldering in her unforgiving heart erupts on the screen in a grisly orgy of hideous horror. Don't miss Flesh Feast. Your flesh will crawl.
Don't you think that was the obvious inspiration for that Thanksgiving trailer in Grindhouse?
100%, yeah. God, I love Flesh Feast so much. I watched it again today, and it's a movie with a lot of static shots where people just talk for a long time to each other. And isn't that what we love? And then suddenly it remembers, like, we should probably get maggots and stuff. And then the end, I'm not even going to share the end. The end is a freak out. You're not ready for it. Like of what
Flesh Feast is hot for teacher.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love it. And Axe is, I agree with Mike. It's got the vibes for this time of year. I'm super into Axe.
Yeah, Axe is the ultimate movie where nothing happens. I mean, this is probably like the movie I think of the most, where I think about movies where very little or nothing happens. Axe is right up there. It's 100% atmosphere, vibe, alternate dimension, transmission.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I can't wait. What a double feature. Man. Bill, I thought of you today. I was watching a YouTube video about monster cereals, and they had a blow mold Count Chocula in the video. Some of the merch that got sold, and I had never seen it before.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
I'd rather have Blueberry.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about it, and I don't think I've ever tasted Blueberry. I've always gone for Count Chocula.
Blueberry was my go-to cereal when I was a kid. Yeah, I just loved it. And it doesn't taste like that anymore. I've tried.
It's
I've really tried.
They switched it out from oats to corn. And
yeah, it was like
formula.
At some point it became like this puffed cereal, and the marshmallows changed. It was all different. Yeah. They used to call them sweeties, not marshmallows. They're like, I've got strawberry sweeties. I've got blueberry sweeties.
I love the commercial. The video is really cool. It was on Toy Galaxy's YouTube page, but it's all about like all the market research they did. And the lady who came up with it literally just sat down. They were releasing 2 cereals at the same time, Frankenberry and Blueberry, and they just had the flavors, and they were like, it's really important whatever sells it. There's so many cartoon characters out there and already selling cereal. We need something special. So she thought of all these different characters that were like went together. And she was like, well, Frankenstein and Dracula do. And she had no idea of monsters. She wasn't into it or anything. And they're like, yes, we can call it Count Chocula and Frankenberry. And they were off to the races from there.
It was so good. I didn't like Count Chocula, which bummed me out because Dracula was my favorite. So I wanted a Dracula cereal more than anything else. It just wasn't good. I didn't like the fake chocolate, but the fake blueberry and fake strawberry pleased me.
Yeah. The other reason I thought about you on this is they had records that you could send in for that were on cardboard, like the one that you showed on the Halloween show. And there was a couple of them. Do you have Monsters Go to the Disco?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They win a dance contest with Donna Disco. And then
how amazing
at
is
the end,
that?
They win the dance contest, and they get their prize is they get to go out to a disco with Donna Disco. And they're like, instead, what they want to do is just go home and drink booze. No, eat monster cereals.
Yeah.
And that's it. They're boring. They're like the progressive zombies that all they can talk about is their product, their breakfast cereal.
but I love them though. You know what? The thing that sucked is like I started watching this video like at 9:30, and like there's no way I was going to get to a store. And now it's after midnight, and I'm fiending for Count Chocula. Like I'm really dying for. And then by tomorrow, this feeling will be gone. But right now, like this is what zombies and vampires must feel like. Like this thirst for, mine's for Count Chocula. Theirs is for human flesh and blood, but as close as I could.
I remember Fruit Brute too.
Fruit Brute changed the spelling because they did not think it was fruit enough, so it's Frute now instead of spelled correctly. Fruit Brute. There's a female one this year too. I saw.
It's like a caramel apple flavor. I didn't want to try it. No. She's like a funky DJ. I forget her name.
She'll be there a year.
Yeah, it didn't seem like something that was meant to stick around. I can't believe they're even still making it all these years later. Like I said, it doesn't really taste that good anymore, so I can't believe people like it.
They learned from the marketing strategy that if it's only out for 2 months a year, they make the same amount of money in those condensed 2 months as if it was out all year, which is amazing. Wow. Yeah, because people think about it. So now it's a seasonal Halloween thing.
But you could get it year round.
Before you can't anymore.
Years ago. I mean, like it wasn't limited to only Halloween.
Yeah, since 2000. Since 2010, I guess it's been limited. So, yeah. Anyways,
tab.
Yeah, I thought about you though for the blow mold versions of them, which is like, wow, that's pretty rad. Sorry. Yeah.
The blow molds in our neighborhood are amazing. There's this one house that has all the blow molds.
Oh.
We've got quite a few in our house, as you know, but these people's blow mold collection is just fucking amazing. They've got so many cool ones that I wanted. A bunch of those vintage Empire blow molds. There was like a witch in particular that I was very excited about. I love driving around and looking. That's my favorite thing about Halloween. Is just driving around looking at other people's decorations.
Mm-hmm.
And you got your favorite houses, like they're going to put all their Halloween shit out. So you're like, what are they going to do this year?
Yeah. There's a house down the street that builds like a whole cemetery around their house. It's really cool. It's the house, I guess, by the cemetery now. So, yeah, Mike says he didn't try the monster cereals. He was Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch. I've always been an old man about cereals. I like Grape Nuts and yeah, I do, and Crackle and Oat Bran, and now I eat Special K with dark chocolate. That's my treat.
Grape Nuts, man.
I love Grape Nuts.
I feel sorry for you.
Oh, I love them.
That's like super old people cereal.
It is, and not even old people like it. Like I'd eat Malto Meal if they still made it, or Vitameal, or whatever those are. I eat Steel Cut Oats too, and that's like a treat. Becca's like, why don't you get something with sugar in it? I'm like, no, I just want just straight oatmeal. But yeah, I do like Peanut Butter Cap'n Crunch. Is a good flavor as well. Do you remember when they kidnapped the Cap'n? That was frightening. You had to call 900
called every day.
Did you? You called every day to try to get him?
Well, yeah, you had to call. I don't know. They made it sound like one day you were going to call and there was going to be a different message, but there never was. It was the same message over and over again.
They had a contest for, I think I've talked about before, but for Trix, where you could vote if the Trix rabbit was allowed to eat the cereal. And it was a 900 number to call. So, of course, we weren't allowed to call. My dad would be like, we didn't have touch-tone phones in Elwood until the mid-90s. We still had Pulse. Do you know what I mean? It was a big deal when we got Pulse. Yeah.
The idea of being charged for a phone call is so antiquated, isn't it?
Yeah. Now you would just text, right? But you had a call, and, like, the Trix rabbit lost, right? Like he won. It was like 52%, but, like, this really says a lot about kids, because, like, that many kids voted. They were like, no, I don't want that rabbit. The only thing that rabbit.
No, never let him.
Yeah. Like, isn't that horrible where it's like, that's the only thing he wants. No, don't let him. Why? You have all the cereal you could ever want. I don't want him to have it.
Crunch Berries was my Cap'n Crunch
Oh,
uh, cereal, and now they make Oops All Berries. I admit I've bought a couple of boxes of Oops All Berries.
yeah. I really like that it's Oops All Berries because it's like, hey, we fucked up. Come get some. I did eat a lot of G.I. Joe action stars, as you can imagine, because you had to eat 3 boxes to get a figure. So yeah,
Oh wow, yeah.
yeah, I got Starduster. That's the only way you could get him. Was through that. I have a Ninja Turtle cereal bowl too from the Ninja Turtle cereal. It was like literally, it's a bowl that's shaped like a Ninja Turtle holding the bowl, like he's like an otter on his
That's
back.
super rare.
Yeah. So big. I like to talk about cereals, but anyways, we should probably talk about Dr. X.
Oh, Dr. X is Dr. X. He'll always be there. This
Yeah.
movie waited so many years for me, and finally we were
Oh.
united only a couple of months ago.
That's how it happens sometimes. It's like, I've been looking for Bill for so long. Oh, thank you, Dr. X.
It was a later in life thing for me. I've
Yeah.
been really getting into I've been binging on CBS Radio Mystery Theater. I think I said this on the Halloween show we did a couple of nights ago.
You inspired me. I listened to Suspense last night when I went to bed.
But this really does have one of those inner sanctum plots to it about, it's not supernatural, but there's something really crazy, batshit crazy science going on. It might as well be supernatural anyway.
I just watched Weird Woman again. I told
Weird
you
Woman.
the other day, and like, I loved it. It's great. Like, who is the Weird Woman? It could be anybody in it.
Oh, Weird Woman.
I bought the box set of those that Mill Creek put out of all the intersect, and they're such fun watches because they're like 64 or 65 minutes. You can just like lean back and enjoy them. They're great.
That's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, they're not going to take a lot of. You know what I mean? They're not going to like take a lot of effort to watch. You're like, oh, cool. Like I'm in this vibe. Oh, Lon Chaney Jr. is going to a jungle island where he falls in love with a girl who's way too young for him. Cool. Let's go with it.
By the way, thanks again to Paul, sorry, Frank Palvino. I'm so drunk on this. Really, it's the third segment because it's super late. And this is the last segment we're going to do. And it's many vanilla vodkas later. Frank Palvino, our sponsor for tonight's episode. You too can be a sponsor. If you go to just send us some money via PayPal, groovydoom@gmail.com is the address. Just a couple of bucks. We're not asking for a lot.
Guys, thank you so much for coming back every week and watching the show with us. It's very important to us. And we just love having this group of people watching the show with us. This is what I look forward to all week. And I know Bill does too. This is my jam. And I love talking about movies, and nobody else really wants to listen. So you guys do. So that's very nice. Just imagine if you lived with me. I run up the steps screaming something about Jess Franco in the middle of the afternoon. Nobody wants to listen. Like, I watched this Roland movie where it's about, it's kind of like just like a Jess Franco movie with prostitutes and secret agents. And Becca just looked at me like, you should go back downstairs. I'm like, okay.
That's dirty.
Yeah. It didn't have it. It just had nudity. It didn't have any sex in it. It wasn't full Jess Franco. Like the camera didn't make an arc towards anyone's nether region. But yeah, it's good. I got to tell you, Bill, though, today I watched the new Arrow J Horror set, the J Horror Rising set. That set's awesome. Mm-hmm. There's some really good movies in it. I would have never watched these because I was like, I don't really want, because so many J horror movies got remade in America, and I'm like, do I want to watch that? And man, there's some really good ones on it. There are a lot of like folk horror kind of movies on it, and there's one called Noroi the Curse that I never saw before. That's really awesome. Loved it. And St. John's Wort, which I never saw, which is based on a video game. And the video game was the first like video game novel where basically the guy who created it he showed a video game he had been working on to his girlfriend, and she said, "Who would want to play this? This is stupid." And he was like, "This is my life," and she's like, "Yeah, I don't get it." So he said, "I want to make a video game that she would play." And she really liked romance novels and horror novels. So he made basically a horror novel with some graphics that you could use. So the movie is based on that, and it's influenced by a movie that we showed, Sweet Home. And it's literally an old dark house movie. But the cool thing about it is the girl and the guy in the movie go to the mansion, and other people are watching them via webcam. And there's different times of kind of like existence in the movie. If you don't know if they're just playing the game or if they are living the game, and it's very much like a video game where they're going into different rooms and finding keys, like Adventure. Did they,
oh my God,
the best, right? It's so funny when you think about Adventure. Like I thought it was the deepest game. Like there were so many, it was so huge at the time. It was, and then when Zelda came out, you're like, oh, this is like half a level of Zelda Adventure. But
no, I never played Zelda. I have no idea what it was like. Adventure was kind of where I stopped.
Adventure has that secret too, the hidden pixel with the guy's name in it, which is the coolest. That it had the the Easter egg in it.
Yeah, I forget that guy's name.
Yeah, but it was cool though, right? Like that was like, wow, you felt like you were in the know when you got it. I remember the first time we got to the red dragon in it, and you're just holding on that little. Looks like a greater than less than symbol. The little it's supposed to be a sword, but it's
oh yeah.
And when that dragon came out, it was like and like that's all the noise it made. I remember everybody in the house, because my whole family was playing it with us. Like everybody just started yelling when it was chasing us. Like today it looks like a duck. You know what I mean? But back then
it is a duck.
Yeah.
It's totally a duck. And then it turns into a seahorse after you kill it.
Yeah. He goes,
it's like a seahorse.
But anyway, if you're into Japanese horror, even if you're not and you want to experiment with it, that arrow set's awesome. I really, really liked it. And then I started watching the Nico Mastorakis box set, and wow, it's great. If you like Nico Mastorakis movies, which I do, he's very. I never knew that he snuck on to Aristotle Onassis' yacht when he was a reporter, and he had a camera inside his guitar. And he's the reporter that found out that he was marrying Jackie O because it was their engagement party. And he barely got off the boat. They tried to get the film from him. He ran from the boat. And that was like one of his first things he did to be famous. And he kind of pretty much brought the Beatles and Rolling Stones to Greece. He wrote and produced a lot of Vangelis's early work, which is crazy too. So there's a lot to learn about him. But yeah, Arrow's put out almost everything he's done now. There's very few of his movies left. Like .com for Murder he runs out, which has my favorite. Huey Lewis is in it. And there's one scene where he goes, fucking computers. And I rewatch that scene all the time.
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis and Natasha Kinski, a movie team up that you never thought you'd see. So how did everybody in the chat feel about tonight's movie?
I remember seeing Huey Lewis's dong, big screen in Shortcuts.
Shortcuts, yeah.
I went to see that at the Pittsburgh Playhouse. And I was like, wait a minute, is Huey Lewis? Oh my God.
You got the news?
Totally. It was all right there on the front page.
Yeah. I was more into what's her name in it because she's nude when she's ironing in that one scene.
What's her name?
Yeah. The red. I'm brain dead, dude. I've been drinking just as much as you. So yeah.
I just forget it. There were so many people in that movie.
Oh.
I can't remember who was in that movie.
Oh, so many people.
Lily Tomlin, Tom Waits, Andie MacDowell. Remember when she was like the biggest thing?
Remember when they dubbed her voice for that Tarzan movie because she had too much of a Southern accent?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What Tarzan movie was Andie MacDowell in?
I can't remember which one it was. Maybe Greystoke, the movie that caused a lawsuit between MCA and the label, because that's Tarzan the Ape Man was, and that had like a lawsuit against each other.
Tarzan the Ape Man.
There's a whole episode of the films of Bo Derek coming up on the podcast, and it was the hardest episode ever to record because I hate every one of these movies. And so yeah, that's coming up pretty soon.
Did she make another good movie after 10? I mean, was
She
she
did,
ever?
well, no, she did Bolero, which
I
is
know.
horrible, and Ghost Can't Do It, which is my least favorite movie of all time. It is so horrible.
There was one that had a title like Obsession or something that she did.
No, I don't know. She did one before. Maybe that's the one where when she was 15 that John Derek shot, and it
Ew.
has her nude in it. Yeah, he's the grossest. I hate John Derek. You'll find out more in the episode. Yeah, she is in Tommy Boy. She's good. She's actually very funny in Tommy Boy.
She wasn't a bad actor. I didn't think she was a bad. I mean,
Have you seen Bolero?
in 10,
Have you seen Bolero?
she was very good in 10. I just
Yeah.
think, like I think I said this on one of the last programs, that she just didn't have any good movies. It was that fucking husband of hers.
Man.
She could have done something bigger than, Bolero.
But
After
Bolero
10.
is the movie that cost Canon their MGM deal because the fights between John Derek and Menachem Golan were insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And my favorite thing they did was like right before it came out, they released all the publicity photos of her nude to Playboy. And like Menachem Golan was like, that's the whole reason people are coming to this movie to see you naked. Like, why are you giving this away in Playboy? And no one's going to come see the movie. And they're like, we do what we want to do. We're the Derricks.
Yeah. It was really, it was just bad choice after bad choice with her career.
Yeah.
And it was all him. I know it was. What was
Yeah.
she going to say no? And then have him give her all kinds of shit.
No. I think she was constantly worried. She said that he was going to find another younger blonde because it's like the third time. She was like the third one in the string of the next blonde for him. But it didn't happen. They stayed together till his death. Though Ghost Can't Do It is her and Anthony Quinn is an old man that finds out that he has a heart attack and that he can't have sex anymore. So instead of like trying to find some other way for them to get together or maybe medical science to catch up, he kills himself. And his ghost haunts her. And his ghost says, we should find a really young, good-looking guy, and I'll possess him. And then we'll pull his soul out of his body, and then I can be in his body. It's a comedy.
Skeleton Key.
It's a comedy, and it's so bad. Anthony Quinn should hand back any awards he's ever won for this movie. And she calls him great man throughout the movie. And it's like they have a very January, December romance. Like it's rough. But you can hear me really freak out about it on I think it's in a couple weeks. I recorded a whole bunch of podcasts today. I was bored. I was like, you know what? I should just sit inside all day and just record podcasts and watch Nico Mastorakis movies. To me, that's a dream Saturday. It was pretty wonderful.
We aspire to that, Sam.
Want to see what came in the mail this week? I had a big mail week.
Sure.
Big mail week. Very excited. A lot of stuff from Arrow. So let's start with the Arrow stuff. We got, speaking of J-horror, Tomy. You ever seen that, Bill? It's pretty good. It's about an evil girl, like one of those evil Japanese J-horror girls. Yeah.
They're mean.
UHD of Elvira. Not the movie, the Oak Ridge Boys song. No, it's actually a movie. I'm just kidding. Speak of the Devil, The Invasion. We talked about that earlier. And A Simple Plan. Yeah, A Simple Plan on UHD, which is awesome. And then Jen Upton actually had me write about that for the site. And this is the new Shaw Scope box set, which is 13 Shaw Brothers movies. Holy shit, am I excited for this. There's a lot of great stuff. Bastard Swordsman's in that, and One Armed Swordsman, too. Here's what came from some other labels. This is from 88 Films, speaking of Shaw Brothers. The kid from Kwang Tung. Look how great that cover is. Oh. Very excited about that. And then we have, this is one that got me in trouble. Also 88 Films, Facets of Love. Becca was opening this box up, and she was like, look at the back cover. And I was like, cool. Somehow, you'll see the one.
It's a very brief moment in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. We got the Kung Fu Instructor, also from 88, and it's another Shaw Brothers movie. Beautiful cover of that. And let's see, this one is from Cleopatra. Bill, I know you love when Cleopatra sends stuff.
I love them.
This is called Silent Bite. It is a vampire Christmas movie with bank robbers, and yeah, it's made by Dystopian Films, so I'm sure it'll be interesting. And then let's see what else we got. Two more. We got this one is from VCI and MVD, and this is by Max Allan Collins, the guy who wrote Road to Perdition, and he also did the movie Mother or Mom, the one that's like this the sequel to my brain shot. Sorry. Anyway, he also wrote Dick Tracy for years, so pretty cool. Blue Christmas. It's a noir Christmas story. The Bad Seed. It's the sequel to The Bad Seed. That's the other movie. And finally, this is one I'm most excited. This is my Criterion collection. We got Tinto Brassi's Cheeky, which I'm very excited about. Cult Epics has put out, this is their third Tinto Brass release, and that cover is awesome. And it's so weird to get these on 4K Ultra HD of Tinto Brass movies, so very excited. Just watched the other two, so that's everything that came in this week, which is a lot of stuff. I have so much stuff to get caught up on. This is not a bad problem to have a lot of movies to watch, right?
I don't think so.
No. And so
Did you get anything in the Vinegar Syndrome sale?
I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't.
I debated it, but yeah, there wasn't anything. Like Congo is not that exciting to me. I've had Congo for, I mean, it's like, I don't know.
Looking for Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah, that's one I debated.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not really super into that movie. I just think it's exciting that somebody finally restored it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's complicated rights with the music and everything. So this has got to be a special arrangement they made.
I'd like to get it and have a super downer 70s day and like watch that and hardcore together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And just crush my soul with those. Maybe Clute too. That'll be the stuff that I watch together. But yeah, I'm excited. And then like I said this week on the podcast, Double Team with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. Yeah, if you're in for some pain, that's a rough one. And this month I don't think I'm going to do any. I want to say any like real set plan. Just like writing about what I feel like writing about. I'll probably do a couple other, but I did like so many theme things in October. I'm excited to report though. Our friends at Unsung Horrors did their Horror Goes Back event, and they raised over $2,000 for animal rescue this year, which is really nice.
Awesome.
For Best Friends, which is a non-kill animal shelter, and yeah, check it out. So
don't forget, we're going to be on the Making Tarantino podcast again soon.
This week, right?
Yeah, the 9th, I think, is the episode that we're on. So we'll be recording this week, I assume.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to talk about Demonoid.
That dreadful hand.
The hand. It's going to be his longest episode yet. It's going to be like 6 hours of us talking about Demonoid. Of just the most minute thing. Nora, I have seen the Necrophiles. Visual Vengeance put it out, and there's a sequel to it that's also on the Blu-ray, and it's pretty good.
It's the flying baby one.
Baby, yeah. Other than The Seventh Curse, I think it's the best flying demon baby movie ever made. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. The Seventh Curse, though, holy shit! You seen that movie, Bill?
What is it?
Seventh Curse. It's a Hong Kong movie with China Fat in it. Oh my God, it's about this adventurer that goes to the jungle, and he gets inflicted with this curse while saving a girl from a tribe, the Worm tribe, who are like all cannibals.
Oh,
and so he finds out that like every time his heart beats too fast, he has to he gets closer to death, and he has a year until he dies. So he has to go back to the jungle, get this special route. But when he gets there, he finds out that there's all these other cannibals and all these other tribes, and they have a machine that they put babies in that crush 1,000 children at once, and blood comes out of the eyes when they use it. There's also a flying baby in this movie, and the final boss is a magician that turns into a xenomorph that can fly and looks exactly like a xenomorph from Alien.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
bold.
Yeah, and this movie is crazy. Like there's so much going on in it that it's by the same guy that did Ricky O, The Legend of Ricky. If you've ever seen that movie, which is one of the most violent. It's a movie where someone takes their intestines out and strangles somebody with them. So in this one, I think a little crazier than that. So I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. I love flying babies in movies. I completely agree with you, Nora. This if you've never seen a flying baby and a xenomorph fight each other in the air flying, so it's pretty good.
Do I hear Cubby barking in the
He is
background?
going crazy upstairs. Yeah, I don't know what is going on.
Okay. I just thought I was going nuts.
This is why he has a bassinet, because at night, if left to his own devices, if he's not in his bassinet, he goes crazy all night. I'm going to go up and get, we should, let me run up and get him, and I'll come right back.
Oh, okay.
You want to do a commercial and I'll run up and get him? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I don't have any commercials lined up.
That's okay. I'll get him. I'll literally be 2 seconds, and I'll run.
Okay.
I apologize for my unprofessionalism to the audience. Sorry.
Unprofessionalism. Unacceptable. So here's something that we could look at while Sam is gone. Put this ad up on the screen. So this is definitely not for cowards, a triple shriek show featuring Circus of Horrors, The Spider, and Screaming Skull. So this is like a 60s era thing. I thought this was so cool because you don't normally see Circus of Horrors mixed up with those other two. And of course, you got a yellow coward card if you were brave enough to accept. I guess you had to watch all the movies, or else you would get a yellow coward card. I don't know how this was supposed to work. Hi, Sam.
Hello. I can't.
We're looking at this triple shriek show.
Oh.
Wait, you said you can't see?
I have a black screen. Let me load it up on my phone.
Oh, okay. Wait, I will refresh.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
The Screaming Skull, The Spider, and Circus of Horrors. There, I got it.
So this was amazing. I know we looked at this when we did Night of the Witches not too long ago. And this is a really interesting witch triple feature because Burn Witch Burn is sort of like, unexpected.
Yeah. Wow. Also, Weird Woman is... Right, which movie is that? That's the one that's Burn Witch Burn.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Weird woman.
The devil reigns on a campus. Yes.
So this is just a class. These are just random things I pulled too. Random awesome things.
Wonderful.
It's nice to revisit this every once in a while.
If you hear some like truffle pig-like noises, Cubby's sitting at the desk with me. If you
I thought that was you.
No, that's Cubby going. Is there ever been a better double feature of one movie that's great and the other movie that is not?
Yeah, I mean, this is pure hype.
Yeah.
I mean, the addition of I Eat Your Skin or whatever it was supposed to be called.
I Drink Your Blood is so good, though. Like, it's one of my favorite movies. And then there's I Eat Your Skin.
AKA Zombies.
Yeah.
Which I swear to God, there was one time they listed Zombie as being the movie that was playing on like WOR late at night. And the synopsis was the synopsis for Zombie 2.
Oh my God.
The Lucio Fulci movie. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. They're going to show that on TV.
Yeah.
And I stayed up until like 2 a.m. to watch it or something. And it was fucking I Eat Your Skin. It was totally wrong.
Oh.
Anyway, Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once here.
Oh, it's okay.
It's interesting to see Night of the Living Dead with those two.
It is, yeah. They'll bring you back to actually. Oh, yes.
Do you love the Navy versus the Night Monsters?
I haven't seen it, but I love Women of the Prehistoric Planet.
It's so good.
Is it? I need to see Navy versus the Night Monsters because you can guess why. Amy Van Doren.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Two great reasons to see that movie. That joke never gets old, does it?
It's a really good movie, Sam.
Is it?
Don't let anyone tell you that Navy versus the Night Monsters is a bad film. They are lying. All right, let's go to the next one. Satan in High Heels and Naked in the Deep. How much do you like the lettering in this ad?
It's wonderful. I love Satan in High Heels' graphics.
Also, the grain in this movie, the pixelated image, so cool. I really don't know what these movies are, but I thought this ad was very provocative.
I can tell you what one of is My Tail is Hot.
My story is hot this time.
Yeah.
It's not my tail.
Yeah. But that's what that is. I don't know what the Exploiters is.
It is a stark realism never before presented, Sam. My tail is hot. That's right, because I had to look this up when I ran it on the page. My tail is hot. That is the limit.
Yeah.
They're going too far with these movies these days.
I know who did My Tail is Hot. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's from 1964. And it's Peter Perry Jr. That's who it is. Who did?
Yeah, I seem to remember that.
Yeah, and he played. There's a devil in it, and Peter Perry Jr. did some crazy movies. Bill, he did Jezebel, which is pretty cool, of the same era. He did the Notorious Cleopatra, Honeymoon of Terror, Cycle Vixens, The Secret Sex Lives of Romeo and Juliet. That played on a lot of, the trailers for Something Weird, and Mondo Maud, Kiss Me Quick, The Wonderful World of Girls. He did that as Arthur P. Stutesbury, and then
The Wonderful World of Girls.
All the way till 1989, he directed Taboo 7, all the way there. So he also directed. He also used the names A.J. Gaylord for the movie Knockers Up, and then he used the name Dick Crane for Mr. Peter's Pets. And Seymour Tukas is the name he did for. Get it, Seymour Tukas, for My Tail is Hot.
My tail is hot.
Yeah,
it sounds like it should be a movie about dogs.
It should be. Speaking of dogs, I got this guy here. He has something stuck in his paw, so I'm trying to do elective surgery while we're on the air. Say, oh, come on, buddy. Did you see that whirling dervish? He's like a Tasmanian devil.
Look at him. He's looking right at me.
Yeah.
This is intimidating.
Hello, Bill. Hello.
What have you been? What is that noise you've been making upstairs?
I was barking a lot.
What kind of shit were you seeing up there?
I was, I wanted to get down here. There's stuff down here. I was like, let's come down here, say hi to Bill.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well. Nice.
So it was me. You were making all that.
You. Yeah, it was you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Hello. Let him get on. Hold on. He's going to get on mic for a second.
He's going to what?
He was getting on mic for a second so you could hear the deep breathing.
Oh,
man.
Does he snore? Because
oh my God, he snores so loud. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
She sounds like Helena Marcos at night.
Oh yeah. Cubby wanted to come down here and complain about the dog killing movies that have been playing in the house lately. that there's been a couple movies playing with dogs getting sacrificed and dogs getting eaten, especially the Halloween movies. And he said it's always a nightmare when this happens. And he would like to just say that you can get your bad guy over as a bad guy. You don't need to have him eat a dog.
It happened in Fear No Evil on the show not too long ago.
He was enraged about that. So there was another movie that was on the other day where a dog was killed early in the movie. And but though today we watched the Time Traveler, the Nico Mastroiannis movie, and a dog shoved a kid off a cliff. And he was like, yes, finally, the time has come for payback. And he hates children, so.
The dog didn't go over the cliff.
No,
too?
he like literally jumped up and the dog was playing. The dog came up, gave him a playful shove, and he went right off a cliff. And you know what? I laughed. I can't help it. I was like, that's the kid. The kid was brought back to life by the Messiah figure in the movie. Spoiler warning, played by Keir Delay. Cubby had an okay Halloween. He does not like people coming near the house. He was held by Becca inside her, her nightgown, her robe, and he was in her robe, and he just was held and kept away from children. And then he got a bath the other day, so you can tell he's very poof right now. His bath time is like an hour and a half of that because you got to bathe him, and then he gets brushed out and hair dried, and then we have to play Sade for him because that's what he likes to listen to when he gets his hair done. So he likes the best of Sade, or he likes old standards from the 40s. And these are played for him while we...
What kind of protective gear do you have to wear when you do that? God.
He bites me the whole time. He doesn't bite Becca. And it's just him biting me repeatedly. The fact he hasn't bit me yet is crazy. So Cubby does like 90s jock jam kind of music too. He likes like Black Box and like anything that's like CNC Music Factory-esque, but like more obscure than CNC. That's his shit. He's really into that.
LaBouche.
He loves LaBouche. He likes Be My Lover. He loves that kind of stuff. Na na na. See, look, he looked up right away. Na 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 na. Also, speaking of Sade, I was eating at Waffle House last night because I'm fancy. And did you know Waffle House has their own songs on the jukebox?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a song called Grill Operator set to Smooth Operator, and it's all about cooking at Waffle House. The kid who was cooking our food said, "Can I play a song for you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it started, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is Sade." And, I was very excited. And he's like, "No, it's Waffle House Sade." And I was like, "You're getting
Was it the kind where there's a jukebox at every table?"
No, God, how cool would that be, right? No.
I remember Ritter's Diner used to be like that.
Oh, it did.
You could actually play. It actually worked. For a little while.
I remember the first time I went to Ritter's, they had that, and I was like, "Man, that's awesome." But I dream of going to places like that. They have that. They're few and far between now. But yeah, I don't like this touch tones thing where you don't have to walk up to the jukebox and you can play it from your seat.
Oh no, that's boring.
That's boring. Though one of your favorite people, Bill, a wrestler, who's your favorite wrestler?
Beastman.
Yeah, exactly. We were at a bar one night and eating after a show, and he just kept playing. And keep in mind, it was like June, and he kept playing Christmas carols and nursery rhymes on the touch tones, and not even drinking. We were just amped up after a show, and he's like, people are like, "Who the fuck would play this?" And he just stood up and like, "Me, you got a fucking problem with it?" And I'm like, "Wes, I don't want to get in a fist fight tonight. I just want to eat food and go home." And like, if it was just me and him, that'd be fine. But Becca was there. And Becca's like, "Is this what you do when you wrestle? You just try to get in fights with people?" And I'm like, "Oh, I've never done that." I have done that. But
I don't believe it.
Yeah. I challenged an entire Denny's to fight me about Metallica once.
I think Jenny was making a reference to Rhythm as a Dancer.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, it's a passion. That was one of the biggest nightmares of my DJ career.
Yeah.
Was, I'll tell you this. It happened at the Pittsburgh Eagle when I was spinning there in like 1999, I think it was. And it was when it was turning over to 1999. That's right, end of 1998. And Thea Austin performed there. She's the vocalist on Rhythm is a Dancer, and
Oh yeah,
she did all the Snap singles, but she's a very well recognized voice in dance music, and she's from Pittsburgh. So she was in Pittsburgh, and they got her for this night, and they shoved her in there with no preparation. And like the manager of the club came down, and he's like, "Oh well, Thea Austin's gonna come out." I was working that night, and he's like, "Thea Austin's gonna come down here, and like you can just hand her the microphone, and she's gonna sing." And I'm like, "Oh cool, what's she gonna sing, and who's gonna play it?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, does she have a tape? Like, what am I supposed to do?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know, just pull out Rhythm as a Dancer and put it on, and she'll sing over it." And I was like, "That's probably not what she wants to do. Like, she's gonna have," and that really was. They told me nothing. Like, I had to pull the 12-inch out of this rack in the back, and
oh
I
my
put it
God.
on. And she took the microphone, and she went out there with a live mic right in front of the speakers.
Oh my God. Had
So
she never performed on stage before?
you can't do that. I mean, she walked out onto the dance floor, which is where all the speakers were aimed, and she was
Oh,
singing into a microphone from there, and there was all this feedback, and she was getting pissed. And I'm like, no one told me anything about this. Like, we did not have a sound check, nothing. We didn't talk to her and tell her not to do that. It was ridiculous.
I
It was
cannot
all my fault.
I cannot tell you how many bars can't play that in Pittsburgh that
Why?
that didn't have microphone setups that were proper. Like, I bring my own mic,
Oh, I know.
and they're like, our mic doesn't work anymore. I'm like, cool. Like, why'd you even hire us? And so it would just basically be me just screaming as loud as I could to try to sound. And we were ungodly loud already, so no one could hear me. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Losing my voice. But yeah, we played a Gooskies a lot. Tell you what, if you want to smoke 4 packs of cigarettes on the way to the stage, play Gooskies. My eyes would just be on fire by the time we even got on.
I remember those days.
Oh.
God, that was the worst.
Yeah.
I used to put my clothes in a plastic bag when I was home from working. It smelled so disgusting.
Yeah, it was just, but you know what? It's still cool. I don't know. It's still fun to play those places.
I mean, I liked doing that. I went back week after week.
Yeah, it's just, though, you know what? I saw Jenny said someone played Bittersweet Symphony for hours. I was in a bar once where somebody played Wicked Game 11 times in a row, and the guy hugged the jukebox and just started crying, like wailing, crying.
Oh my God.
And they unplugged it and like walked him out. And I was like, man, that's some rough shit.
He's still talking about that to his therapist that night.
I've never heard that song the same way ever again, as this poor man just like decimated by that song. But as I always say, you don't get to be to a certain age without having a few songs you can't listen to anymore. You know what I mean? Like that song reminds me of, right? Cubby was like, "Oh, let me tell you about my wife, Pooh Bear."
He's like,
that was his wife's name, buddy. Yeah, no,
you're drunk and you're just talking all kinds of stuff.
I'm gonna tell her Cubby was married. He had a wife named Pooh Bear, and he has a son named Houdini, and he gave it all up to come here and be a baby. We almost adopted Houdini at the same time, but yep, we didn't.
Is that an option? You just become a baby?
Well, with Becca, yeah, he became a baby right away. He just went from being a grown up with responsibilities and a wife and a child, and then he met Becca, and she hand fed him some chicken, and they said you can adopt him, and then he went right to being a baby again.
You can make a career choice to become Ruth Roman's baby, and Mariana Hill will zap you with a cattle prod.
He's my prophecy bear.
Yeah. Next week on the show, it's going to be so much fun. Axe and Flesh Feast. I can't wait.
This, how we said on Halloween, like, oh, we used to really play some. We were really going all out. This feels like a week where we're going all out. These are two big ones for me. Both these movies. And I know I'll say it a million times next week, but regional horror is where it's at. It's the best, isn't it? especially Florida.
That's what I look forward to the most.
Yeah, I seriously, Flesh Feast is direct. It's a movie like you said where Dr. X took so long to come into your life. Flesh Feast took a long time to come into my life, and the first time I watched it, I was like, I'm home. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is it. I love you. Like what's crazy about it is that there people when it first came out, they're like, they wouldn't put maggots on skin to eat skin. They do now. They actually they use it. Like they eat the bad skin and leave the good skin there.
Yeah.
Flesh Feast was ahead of its time. It's a movie torn from the headlines of the future. And
think of the lives it saved.
Oh, think the end of it is, oh my God, it's so good. I don't want to say anything about it, but the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, of course. Like, but right? Like perfect. Love it. So yeah, and a lot to talk about Axe. So that'll be good too. And you couldn't see us on camera jumping up and down, but when that Harry Novak logo came up, we lost our minds. Like it was like beyond excited. Probably wear the Harry Novak shirt next week. So,
oh, I will too.
Yeah,
it'll be our nerdy costume for the show.
100% will. I was looking at the old Something Weird catalog, and I always thought Harry Novak. I always imagined he looked like Abe Vigoda with a mustache, and he does not. He looks a lot plainer than that. Like he looks like some guy that would be the treasurer of your local JC's. Like he doesn't look like
he looks a little Ron Jeremy to me.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like you expect. Like I expected him to look like a dirty old man, kind of like those guys Benny Hill used to pat on the head. Like I kind of thought he looked like that, like little Jackie from Benny Hill, but no, he doesn't. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Yeah, join us next week, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Our usual double feature time, and we'll have lots more to say, and hopefully we won't be so shit-faced.
Not.
I actually am.
Oh, well, perfect then. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.